Hello, 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 hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good whatever time it is in the world where you are right now. To you, the viewers of Team Fortress TV, I am your caster for tonight, Max Money, joined by Beta and DavidTheWin, the Jesus of TF2 on camera. Hello, Beta. Hello, David, although you can't say hi.
Yep, hello everyone. Should be good. This is of course ETF2L season 25 week 1. It's ChampGG.K. I'm not quite sure what they're called yet versus Danger Dogs. And it should be a very interesting game. Both of these teams are kind of dark horses, I think.
Yeah, we don't really have much information. Like, we can't even go off of ChampGG, formerly Spanked's like previous stuff, because their roster is totally different, other than Tom and Adiski. They're the only remaining members, so it's pretty much two brand new teams facing off each other for the first time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry.
What's good?
Just had to mute some stuff when my phone was going on. But,
dude, you gotta turn it off. Unprofessional.
Yeah.
So who do you think's gonna come out on top? Let's just skip the analysis. Who's winning?
That's what we like to hear. Let's not hear
Yeah,
informed stuff. Let's
go
skip.
straight to.
I think ChampGG or Comfortably Spank will win this. I think they have the best chance, at least. If you look at the prediction thread, you saw a lot of people predicting like ChampGG to be like top 2 or top 3. Right? And there was also a bunch of people that placed them like 6. So I think
don't believe.
Yeah. So it's one of those teams that I'm not quite sure what to expect from them. They have a lot of really good players and there's some really good synergy going on, but at the same time they also are just a little bit untried in a lot of ways. Like we have Mars on there, who's relatively new, and then Funds, who's also pretty new, and Turbo, which can be an iffy medic at times, but also can be good, and then Adiski Tom and Damn Easy are pretty grizzled veterans at this point, but
how can you not say Turbo is a veteran? He has been trying for 50 seasons to get into Prem now. He's finally made it. This is his dream. His first ever Prem casted game, and you're calling him shaky.
You're ruining his dreams. Unfair. Oh well.
Probably has the most experience in the server, right? Maybe, or has Warren Smirre played for longer?
Oh, I don't know. He doesn't have the most Prem experience.
Yeah. He has 0.
He's been around for a long time, though.
Yeah. I think him versus Serotonin is going to be pretty interesting, right? Because I feel like Turbo is the kind of medic who has, like, the read on the game. You know, he's, like, the solid medic who's going to provide you the comms and, like, you know, he's going to structure stuff. He's going to tell you, like, what's going on in the game. But his mechanics aren't really there. Well, I feel like Serotonin's, like, the complete opposite end. He's, like, really gifted mechanically, but you don't want him on your team if you already have a bunch of, like, talkers, right?
Yeah, probably. That's probably a good way to put it. They're kind of diametrical opposites in the way that they play the game, and at least the impression that I have of them. So, you know, if Turbo Monkey is not being pressured really hard and being forced to make mistakes, I think he's just going to have really solid decision making and just carry through really well with his team. Whereas, you know, Serotonin, he will definitely stand for any kind of pressure. Although I have seen him drop a lot lately.
He is known for dropping recently, but like it looks cool when he doesn't drop, you know? I think that's how you got to think about this stuff. I feel like Turbo's going to be in more frag movie clips, but Serotonin's going to die in the better frag movie clips. I think that's how I'd put it.
Yeah.
That's enough love for the medics. How do you feel about these demos? Smirre's been around for a long time, but Adiski's definitely been making a name for himself recently with some really solid performances as of late.
Yeah, Adiski came originally, well, I don't know originally, but he was definitely a name in Highlander before in 6v6, and then he transitioned over, and he's been doing really well. We saw him play some Soldier and even some Sniper here and there, and he was looking really strong last season, and now he's back on demo, and I think he's going to impress, and he's just been getting better and better, and he's been in Prem for a couple of seasons now, and he's always been pretty decent, and I feel like he's just going to get better and better. So, yeah, I have high hopes for him.
I don't know if you heard about I-58 at all, but Adiski got the attention of Muma.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of attention from Muma, you might say. Oh no, I think it was a family stream. I'll leave it there, but Muma was buying Adiski some drink. I'll just put it that way.
Okay.
All love in TF2. A lot of love. One-way love, though. All right.
Maybe.
Smirre. He's been around for ages. always a rock of a demo. Great DM, smart player. You can't shake him. He's never tilted, not once in his life. He's been to 1,000 lands. You think he fits well in this team? How do you think he's going to do this game?
Ooh, I don't really know. Like, I think Smear is really good, and I think he will do well. He was kind of brought in as a replacement for Shappy, who apparently had some work or other commitments to do, and they just decided instead of playing with him sort of part-time, they just had another demo come in Smear. So I think it's an upgrade, to be honest, and I think he'll do well. You know, he just has to contain himself and not jump in stupidly and die for no apparent reason. That's always been his problem, really, where he just kind of overextends and gets a little bit too excited and does a bunch of cool stuff that he really shouldn't be doing.
I don't know. Smear did that at I-52. No, yeah, I-52, and it remains my favorite play of all time, where I was sat behind him in the game versus Danger Dogs on Process, map 3. And Smear was on Balk on second on Process. And he literally says, "I'm going in YOLO." He jumps through choke and double pipes Kratos and kills him. It was glorious. So I'm going to disagree with you as someone who watches this game for some sick air shots. I'm not really into the whole, oh, that was a beautiful team play moment. I like to see people get destroyed. And I think Smear is amazing. I want to see him jump in. It may cost his team some rounds, but goddammit, it will look good,
Yeah, it'll look super cool. Definitely. All right, I'll just go through the rest of the Danger Dogs roster here. On Scout, we have Sjoberg and Scrab, both really good scouts that have been around for a long time. Scrab, probably the more known of them, and also a very defensive scout overall. Very strong pocket scout. And then we have, on Pocket, we have WARHURYEAH, who's kind of back. He has been playing a lot of Sniper, and him playing Pocket is kind of unusual. He's known as a demo, but he still has a very strong DM, and it should be very interesting to see how he performs. I think he'll do good. He will do well. And then on Roma, we have Fiskopf, a German roamer who I think is very underrated. And I've played with him before in teams, and he's really nice. And he always goes in hot. That should be exciting as well. And then on demo, we have Smear, and on Medic, we have Serotonin, which we've already talked about. So a very strong roster. It's kind of a dark horse. It's very difficult to predict exactly where they will end up in the roster. I think somewhere between 6th and 4th place is kind of what people are mostly leaning towards, but it could really go either way.
Yeah, this is one of those cool seasons where it's like, I think top is pretty much decided on who it's going to be, although your boys' crowns have been looking a little shaky that last game that they had. But yeah. I feel like the 2 to 8 positions, I don't really feel like is guaranteed at all. I really do feel like any team could kind of beat any team where we're at right now. I feel like there's safe calls, but I don't feel like there's guaranteed calls as to who's going to take what position just yet. There's teams with better rosters, but we don't really know how they form.
Yeah, we saw Animate take a round off of Lego already, so I think that's just the first of many small upsets that we'll see. Or not. Yeah, they got 1 point. They tied on Badlands. Then Lego won the Golden Cap. And I feel like that's the kind of result we'll see a lot this season.
I really hope so. Close TF2 is fun TF2.
Yeah.
We had a good grand finals at I-58. Those are some close games. Those were amazing. Close TF2 is always the best kind of TF2. Like, the rolls can produce something good, but they're not as special. I want more close games. Speaking of close, I feel like these scouts are actually going to end up being really close. Hans and Marosh versus Sjoberg and Scrap.
Yeah,
they could be like the difference maker. I feel like the soldier advantage definitely goes to like Tom and Damn Easy. Just based off what I've seen of them in the past, I feel like Tom's a really strong pocket. Damn Easy, I feel like used to bait a lot. I feel like he's kind of fixed that recently. He's definitely played a bit more for the team. And this map traditionally does favor the soldiers, and I feel like the mids should be going to the way of formerly Spank, now ChampGG. But I feel like the scouts at any point, Sjoberg and Scrap could just take over the game. And this map definitely not completely soldier decided.
Yeah, the middle is really good for soldier, but then on second and last, it becomes a little more iffy. So it kind of depends on where the game ends up being stuck and played. But scouts are definitely really good, strong on this map as well because of how open it is, and it's kind of a long, winded map, as opposed to like Gollywash or Badlands where things are a lot more compact. So scouts will also have a huge role to play on Snakewater here. It's interesting that they start out with Snakewater. Everyone else have been starting out with Badlands. Maybe they'll change it up. I don't know.
I like Snake first.
Yeah,
as someone who doesn't like the map, it's nice to get it out of the way.
yeah. There are no rules about that. I don't think.
There should be.
Yeah,
We should
obviously.
force that. Change.
Oh, they might have been going. They might have seen the unwritten rule and gone Badlands first, or maybe they're just reloading the map. But either way, like funds and Marrows. Do you know anything about Marrows? Because I really don't. And
all I know is like from some of the streams that was happening in the off season, I watched him pound over and over. I'm actually really pumped to see this dude.
Yeah.
Really good DM. I've seen him on Viaduct just constantly taking over games. Like if he gets the heals and he's like feeling himself, he could seriously put out like a huge performance.
Yeah. As far as like from what I've seen of him, he looks like a very solid scout, and definitely someone who's worth paying attention to. But it really is. I don't know. It's interesting to see another Russian scout that I've never heard of just be amazing.
Not Russian.
Is he not?
No.
Wait, where is he from then?
Do you not know your flags? Does that look like the Russian flag to you?
I did at a glance.
It's got a little symbol on it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I just looked really quick.
You racist.
I'm not racist. I'm nationalistic. There's a difference. Small but key difference.
A very key difference. No, but like going back to what I was saying, like Marish definitely has been impressing me what I've seen. A lot of scouts from that area of the world do tend to have some pretty solid DM, but also questionable as to why it's so good. But I don't feel like Marish is one of those players. My biggest worry for him is, like we've mentioned, like the lack of experience. He might not really show up that well in officials as he has been in PCW, a la like Haffy was when he first broke into Prem.
Right.
But hopefully it doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's always pretty much a crapshoot how you perform in your first official. You know, we've seen some really good players be really quite bad in their first officials just because they were so nervous and they were thinking too hard about things and just overreacting and not playing the way they've normally been. And it just takes a couple of games to settle in for some people. Other people just take it in stride and just pound really hard right away. So it really depends on what kind of a person you are, and we'll see today what kind of person Mars is.
Yeah, and on the his scout partner Funds, this is his Prem debut, right? He played at LAN before he played Prem. He's one of those dudes, right?
I feel like Funds has been in Prem already. I'm not actually sure.
I don't know. I haven't really followed his career, but I was definitely like impressed with some of the stuff he was doing in Zenix. Like he's no pushover of a scout. I think he's there's definitely better scouts than him right now, but a couple of seasons under his belt and he'll definitely be fine. Probably one of the better names in Prem if he sticks with it.
Yeah, Funds is I don't know, I probably underrated him quite a lot. I remember him being super cheap on like Fantasy. I just made him like the cheapest scout there was because I had no expectation for him, and you know he blew that away. So I made him more expensive this time around, but he's still pretty cheap, I think.
You shouldn't underestimate anyone.
No. I will inevitably do that every time, though.
Yeah, no, there's definitely some players to underestimate. If you had to, like, if we were going to underestimate anyone, or like, let's say, call someone out in this server, who's he going to be? Who's going to be like the worst performer in this map?
Oh,
TF2 gets dark.
I think Schoberg is probably the easiest target to call out. He's been around for quite a long time, but he's always been rather unimpressive as such. You know, just because like he hasn't been a hard carry or anything, and sometimes he can be kind of inconsistent. But at the same time, he's also been very solid at other times. So I don't know. It's probably not fair to call him out, but I'll just do it anyway. And so that should work. But I don't know. Who would be your pick?
I'm gonna say Fishkopf, but that's just because I don't know anything about the man, so I'm not expecting anything.
I played with Fishkopf back in like season. I don't know, 18, 17, 16, something like that. He was better than me then, and he's better than me now.
That's why he's Prem and you're not. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Like, what's his style? Is he like a bombing roamer? Does he watch the flank? What does he do for his team?
Oh, I don't know. I remember him mostly as a pocket with really good DM. And I think good DM is pretty much what exemplifies him, the teammate. But he's also, I'd say he tends to be more passive. Like he walks around a lot more than he does crazy jumps and whatnot.
Is he pocket or remote?
He's. I assume he's pocket on this.
Oh,
he's roamer because War is pocket.
Okay. Yeah. I was trying to make sure I wasn't being retarded then with what you were saying.
Yeah. I remember I played with him, and back then he was pocket. So
okay, right.
That's a long time ago.
WARHURYEAH on pocket. I haven't seen that in a very long time. I think when I first knew the name War, I think he was a pocket. But
yeah, he's done it before.
Yeah.
But it's been a long time ago, and he also has this tendency to play almost like trollish, where he goes like a direct hit and just off classes to sniper a lot, and he still does that. So it should be interesting to see if he pulls any tricks out of the bag or if he just plays solid. I think we'll see a bunch of sniper, especially on last. I've seen that coming out from him on Snakewater before. But definitely a bit of an interesting style. He's pretty passive overall when he just plays soldier. But the off-classing might throw a wrench to the wheels of the other team.
So War's pocket is just his demo, but he's on soldier instead of demo?
Yes.
Okay. At least he's consistent.
Yeah. He just goes sniper instead of heavy, I guess.
Okay.
But either way, we are going live. So let's go.
Yeah, we're going, as you said, we are now live in this match. It's map 1, CP Snakewater in week 1 of ETF2L. Season 25, we're there, we made it. I'm watching Adiski on this first middle here as he gets to the pack, I think slightly before the other demo man. Just have him going quite aggressive close towards this kitchen area. He's not really going to get contested. Backs up to take his heals as both teams now claim their position on middle. Let's see who's going to be the first one to strike. We do have the initial bomb from Fishcop getting knocked up high in the air, but couldn't actually get past the point. WARHURYEAH does go to follow him up and tries to deal the damage on the scouts. But he's just going to get picked off by Funds. Scrab with a return frag onto Marash. Still could go either way. All the positioning does look to be for comfortably spanked at the moment as they're now spamming their opponents away. Not going to overcommit. I quite like that. Make sure just secure the mid, reset, and then take it from there.
Very passive mid for both teams, really. It kind of when Fistcup jumped in along with War, he got owned really badly, and then his team just lost. And Demis was just hiding in Saw the entire time. But now they're kind of pushing through grass here, and the Uber will be forced out. Tom is very weak already, though, so this could be a very questionable Uber.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to get anything for it. In fact, they just have to go out. There is an attempt from Tom to go behind and try and create some distraction, but the scouts instantly focus him down. Good play from there, and now it's on Dogs to catch out the players as they try to lead. ChampGG trying to save as many people as possible. There's only been a 1-for-1 trade, so they should be getting out fine, and there's no real ground for Dogs to push in onto middle here. They don't really have any players forward either. It's just going to be a nice little reset there.
Yeah, it would be very frisky to go in. Probably too frisky, and they will not do that. So they're just gonna play it safe here. Even Ubers. Now it's just a question of how will... man, I keep getting confused by the fact that they're named K. I don't know, comfortably spanked.
Yeah.
Is that what K is for?
With a K, like the cool kid way of spelling it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty edgy, but the Demis will actually jump in here. He's way in, and he's done a lot of surfing, but eventually will get taken down by War.
He does the famous rumor, use all my rockets to get in, and then only have one to make the play. And it's not going to work out well for him. With both teams having Uber now and one pick advantage, there is some room for Dogs to push in. It does look like they're going to start to edge their way forward in the Saw area. But the positioning for Spanked is already really strong. It's going to be hard to make their way in. There's some attempt at Soldier Spam to find their way in, but it's not looking good. Adiski's putting so many stickies on that Saw as well, and War's just going to have to back off.
Yeah, Maris has gone Sniper now, so he's had enough. That's a good way to break a stalemate, for sure. And we just saw War just peeking around a little bit. Like, he was definitely not committing, and Serotonin was just holding so far back, even while healing War, so that was just a peek. But Maris is going to go in through the grass area here and see if he can get a good angle here to get a snipe. And there's actually a soldier fighting very aggressively. He could go down and Scrap eats a body shot as well, but Fistcuff does survive that ordeal. I thought he was going to die.
Adiski pretty much taking a 1v1 there, going quite low. His team thankfully does come in time to save him. And now everyone in this grass area making room for Marish to try and get his shots. He is lining them up. He's not really finding anything just yet. does go towards this kitchen area. Got this big fat angle. He can't quite find anything just yet. Soldier does make his way into window, and finally Serotonin goes down. What a shot from Marosh. This could open it up for his team. They need to protect their medic right now, though. Can Turbo get out? Doesn't even take any damage. And with WARHURYEAH down off the back of this as well, good pick from Tom. All the room they need to come in as they start making their way forward. The second attempt from Fish Cop to go in, but one at a time. Doesn't work out too well, and they're already going to have to concede to last. They're just lemmings for Turbo there, but they don't make any plays happen. That's going to be a second for ChampGG.
Yeah, a bit questionable timing there by Fiskop. It looked kind of desperate. And yeah, now they have a full Uber advantage. They just have to not get sniped as they go in here. It looks like they're going in through the right side. That should be the plan, and here we go. Just Uber's in, and now it's just a matter of just focusing down players, and they actually put a lot of time onto the point, but Funds get taken down right away. Maris takes down Scrap, but I think this might just be too many losses here. But
no,
Soldier
just gets on the point,
wow.
And then they all ignore him. That was so strange. There was 4 people encircling the point, and Dameezy walks onto it, and none of them turn around to shoot him. Questionable play from Dogs there. That's going to give you your first round of the first map. Spanked off to a good start, playing it quite slow, just taking the advantages that were given to them by Dog. Quite clean play from them so far. Let's see if they can keep it up in this second round. As we have the demos now arriving to mid, let's see who wins the first initial sticky exchange. No one. Nice. So after a very passive middle last time, let's see what's going to happen this time as both teams now taking their position. The spam battle is slowly being one-hit by Comfortably Spanked. They're just waiting for the optimal time to push across. They do have all the high ground though, so the longer this goes on, the more it's going to favor them. The bomb's now coming in from the soldiers. The question is, who do they find? Nice little rocket there that's going to knock Marosh pretty low. Toba's going to start healing him up, and the players are slowly inching forward from Dogs.tf. Not really much position for ChampGG. They might have to actually back out. They play this a little too passive. Dameezy does try to make his way across right now, and he's not going to find anyone. Adiski does get Fish Cop, so it's just Roamers traded at this point. Mid could still go either way, but there's a lot of cap time here for Dog. Someone needs to commit. Both Ubers are in play. Adiski quite far forward, and with War getting picked off, this is it. This is it for Spanked. They need to push across right now. Marosh does get taken down, but there's only Scrab and Serotonin remaining. The players are going to keep going forward.
Tom's about to get the medic here, I think. Serotonin is caught. He's on 100%, but I don't know. Nice he's going to pop and try to escape, but yeah, he goes down.
Bad miss from Tom.
Yeah, good mid by Tom, but both teams are playing it so passively, like you're just sitting around forever. Fiskop's actually in the window, and he just gives his position away there, so he might be an easy pick. He might be a nuisance behind lines. Let's see if he can actually make it out alive.
Tom was hungry. He's going for it, but no, they're just going to elect to cap second. There's actually another soldier now going to go behind. He's trying to get into sword, but he's been called by Dameezy. He's just going to be behind, and I think the right thing is to ignore him, which is obviously what they're doing. Getting ready for this under push here. It's going to be Scout and Demo coming in versus the Heavy. That needs to be their first focus target. The Scout immediately onto him is going to force him back into the spot. Now they can play the point. Adiski sticking it up, trying to deny anyone from coming forward. Soldier tries to block it, but it's not going to be good enough as the cap happens while they're all rotating through spawn. Strong start for Comfortably Spanked.
Yeah, very clean push there. He just played the point instantly. Like, there was even a few stickies on it, and he just stood away from them and just stickied off the point, and like 2-3 players on it, and then just capped it out while they forced the rest into spawn. It's just extremely clean play right here, and Danger Dogs, they really need to step up their game here. I kind of hope they do a more aggressive mid this time, because the passive mids are not really working for them. Dameezy will jump behind very quickly here, so he is behind lines, and they're going to have to deal with it. And look at this, like, Danger Dogs, they're not moving forward yet. There we go, finally Fiskop runs forward, and here comes the rest of the team, but Dameezy is on the back lines here, doing a ton of damage and just causing them to split their attention, and this is just still working out so well.
Smiri getting picked off there. Diski as well going down to War. There's not many players alive. It's Schoberg and Scrab versus the heals. Marosh is going to get the 4th kill there. Just one-shots Schoberg. Who else is there? Scrab. They're looking for him. They don't want to be too quick on this middle. They finally finds him on that box. He tries to get on the medic, but Marosh going to kill Scrab. 5th kill of that mid. Oh, Marosh. Definitely a fat little debut for this man.
Yeah, he does not seem to be choking at all. I was bringing his nerves into question here, but that seems to have been unfounded. He's doing really well so far, doing a great job on that mid, protecting his medic, and yeah, like the Dameezy jumping behind really worked out there. It just seems like the trend these days is for the Roamer to jump behind on mid, and now we will see a push through saw area.
I really like jumping behind. It's such a versatile move. Like,
yeah.
As the team, actually, all of them dropping through window, completely no stickies there. So it's good for them as the robot play does happen, and Fishkop is going to take down Turbo, but Tom with the fat frags onto him, just taking, well, the trading, you know, I can do what you can do, I can do as well. Slightly better, because I guess one was from the air and the other was to the air. You know what I'm saying? That's such a bad way to phrase it. Adiski in onto Serotonin is going to get taken down. Not a drop there today from Serotonin, even though he can't. He's 90%. But with 2 down, I mean, there's definitely grounds for Dogs to push out here.
Yeah, they have the full Uber. That's not really important. It's more important that they have enough players to actually cover all the entrances. And Fishkop does go down to Tom, but Scrap follows it up pretty quickly, and they have all the entrances covered, and just a solid cap here. And now they can move on to mid if they so choose, and I don't see why they wouldn't. But
yeah,
now
it looks like they want to go through Choke, or maybe Kitchen. Yeah, that's where they're coming from. Uber's going to have to be used early. There was some heavy spam there. And Spanked are just immediately backing out. They don't want any part of this Uber. And with Tom down as well, they definitely have no grounds. It's going to be a middle. But damn easy. Playing on to WARHURYEAH, but he's not quite going to find Serotonin stuffing out, getting out on 10 HP. Smeare with the clutch pipes to pick him off. That was so close for damn easy there. Oh.
Yeah. War was doing a good job of being fat there and just standing in the way, saving his medic. That's one way to block it, I suppose. Just stand in the way and take the bullet, or the vaporizing on a projectile.
Big laser.
Yeah.
But that is going to give the Uber advantage because TF2 is a pendulum. Of course, to ChampGG, their turn to go in. Nice initial bomb there from Fishkops, and Adiski is just going to get picked off. Does pick him off with some pipes, but almost doesn't matter because the result's the same. Adiski went down, and that's what they want. It is, however, going to give them mid. Uber almost going to be up for Serotonin, but I don't feel they're going to do anything with it. I think they're just going to sit on their second and let the fight come to them.
Yeah, Serotonin almost has his Uber as well, so he's perfectly content to just sit here in second. And Turbo is in Saw right now, so that seems to be their preferred avenue of attack. And Damn Easy might just be looking for a suicide excuse. He's just standing there. Okay, he gets dropped from the Uber.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been dropped there. This is so much of a better Uber for Dogs. It's even a solo, like the Uber was used so much earlier, and they flashed. Turbo's going to get caught out. Really nice jugglers from War there. Solid mechanical play. It's going to be a second kill. And Tom going down to Fishkop there. This is slowly falling apart. We're comfortably spanked. Adiski's the only one remaining. 1 HP is juking around, is eventually going to get taken down. Oh, Fun's is still alive. I missed that. Looks like he's behind somewhere. They should be picking him off.
Yeah. They have a spy as well in Damn Easy, and Damn Easy might be... I don't know, if Funds can draw too much attention and force him to look behind, then that could actually ruin the spy chances, but Funds has gone down. Good play by him. So now Damn Easy has a chance, but I think Smear comes in from behind and actually spots him. He's still playing around, though. He manages to cloak without taking any damage, barely, and then just sits in a corner.
I mean, if Damn Easy doesn't manage to pull anything off of this, they're going to be pushing in with such a big Uber advantage, and like if they go in quickly, you know, right as they get it, which is what they're doing, they need to focus down this heavy. This could be a round. It's such a big Uber advantage. Damn Easy's not in the fight because he's spot. Adiski getting caught out here on the right side. All of them on the point. It is on ChampGG to hold it now. Scout's on the point, but he's going to get picked off, and that's going to be your first round for Dogs. We have a game. Let's go.
Yeah, boy. This is what we wanted to see. We didn't want to see a roll coming out from ChampGG. You know, I felt like there was a very distinct possibility that Comfortably Spanked or ChampGG would just roll them, right? Like that was always a possibility, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So that's definitely comforting to see here as we go into this mid, and both demos are just ignoring each other and trying to just spam out the top and contain some scouts, it seems.
I'm watching Funds here. He's going to get the initial pick off to Fishkop after playing top left. He's pressuring Smear. He's really good call from damage focus from him there. He's going to force him out of the fight. Now the rest of ChampGG need to play off this high ground that they have, and that's what they're doing. Slowly spamming the players from Dogs out. These mids are so controlled from them as Tom picks off the last 2 kills of that mid, and they definitely have ground to push in here. Adiski's going through window. What a jump. Is he going to get anything from this? He's getting the stickies onto Serotonin, but Smear is going to pipe him and say, "What are you trying, kid? You tried to do the Smear to Smear."
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah,
that's
of course
not gonna work.
If anyone knows how to stop that, you know, it's the man who invented it. But Dogs, while I'm yapping on, they're losing all of their players, and this should definitely be a last push. They've got some really long spawns here. I mean, there's not really many numbers for... What do they call? ChampGG? I don't know what to call them. I'll just call them GG for the rest of this, but they should be in lobby now, I feel.
I messaged Tom to ask him if what we should call them. Right, because I don't think they've actually probably decided on a name yet. But either way, we can just call them whatever we want then.
Team. Big team. Tom team. No, that's way too biased from my end.
Yeah, just call them Tom Toms.
The Tom-Toms. Yeah, that's a great name. Alright, we have the Tom-Toms here. Both soldiers watching left while the rest of the heals are on right, so that's where they're going to push from. Uber onto both scouts, get that scooter effect going. Again, focusing this heavy. Good selection on the start, force them into spawn. Last time this happened, they were capping while they were rotating in spawn, but this time they've had all the time to come out. Smeary has find the picks. 3 kills here on this last defense. Damies is going to go for the last-ditch effort, gets onto the point, gets some decent cap time, but is going to get finished off. Does actually trade with War somehow in the end. Really, really good last hold from Dogs.tf. This could be their chance to slowly and surely push back onto the last of ChampGG.
Yep, very strong hold there, and Scrabby even managed to join the enemy team for a short moment there, due to what I assume was like a bad bind.
Yeah.
So we have some traders moves going on here, but a full Uber advantage coming out for Serotonin. Looks like they're going to go through the balcony area, and there are some stickies, and they're just going to force through. That's a pretty bad Uber. Smear has jumped in very aggressively, and it looks like he is going to get Maris for his troubles, but that's all they're going to get. So that was overall a pretty bad push. They went through the balcony area a little bit too aggressively there, and they had to force.
Yeah, they all just overcommitted. It was really obvious that ChampGG were just going to back out the moment the Uber came in. It's like how you play TF2. But so to compensate, they wanted to just go straight on them, but ChampGG already left the moment that they saw them. So they still got Marosh, which shouldn't have even happened, but it's like the result's ultimately going to be the same. Fishcop trying to get something going, and Tom's just going to wall shot him now. And now we're probably still going to end up staying on second. I mean, there is a fat Uber advantage, but I'm not sure if it will come into play. No, I'm completely wrong. The Uber's about to come in 3, 2, 1, and okay, no, Adiski's going to jump in. He's been doing this all map, feeling confident, and they do the same thing. They push in, but they don't use the Uber. They know that Dogs are just going to back out, and they take the ground that they were given completely for free. Solid push.
Yeah, that was definitely better than what we saw from Danger Dogs. You know, Danger Dogs, they just popped in, and we saw ChampGG just Uber in, or just push in without using it. You know, they just had a bunch of jumpers, and they knew that the enemy team would respect their Uber advantage, so they didn't need to use the Uber at all. Just the fact that they had people jumping in their face was enough. But now they have lost the Uber advantage, so it should be a very standard.
Adiski finally getting called out for being so far forward pretty much all the time. Now War wants to take this in. Uber's going to be used onto him. He's getting some really good damage before Uber's even used. Tom finally gets Ubered onto him. He's going to pick off War. They're not going to get anything else from this. It was used so late, they're probably not even going to take ground. Do have some good stickies here on this pillar. No one's going to fall for it though. And now the rest of Spanked are going to be moving forward through the saw area, but it's so hard to push, taking so much spam. So damn easy's trying to get something going from Grass, but no, it's probably just going to be a reset. It's so hard to go through saw.
Yeah, you know, turning that corner can be really difficult. So now they're going in on Grass, a lot more room to work with, and Fun's is trying to just rush down this demo, and he's doing a pretty good job of it, but taking so much damage himself. So far the aggression has been fought off pretty well, but both teams are struggling here. But Fishcup's onto the medic. Oh my god, Turbo is so weak. Turbo Monkey just dodging and juking like I've never seen before. Actually survived the situation. Now Fun's get 2 kills, and eventually this whole fight will go to comfortably Spanked, but that was close.
Yeah, it was really close. Fishcop started that with a really good rocket, and then followed it up by shooting everywhere where Turbo wasn't. So he managed to stay alive. He's got his Uber. They're going to come in. Spawners are coming in right now, though, and they still have the Uber, so Dogs can definitely hold it. It's just on how Spanked want to, pressure it. With Fun's going down, the Uber is going to be forced. Yeah, Spanked are going to be completely okay with that and back out.
Yeah, they didn't use the Uber, so that was just a really strong play. Just going in there, forcing the Uber, and then just backing out. Turbo Monkey was in no danger at all at any point. So now they're just going to wait for some spawners, get some heals, and then just Uber in from some entrance, which I haven't quite figured out yet. It looks like left side is where they are going to go from.
Yeah, Uber's going to come in. It does actually get forced out there. Some spam onto them from WARHURYEAH. But he's going to have to jump away. All the players stacked on this right side. No one's really contesting the point. Stickies are coming out from Smeary. That's going to find some pick. And it's trading every which way, except no, it's not. Dogs are completely winning that one. Right as I said it, they find all of the frags, and they should be pushing on for second. Damn Easy, the only living member for Spanked. I'm not sure where he is. I don't have cheats. So I think
he was in bottom, and he got taken down by like 2 players. Okay. So they knew where he was, and he was taken down pretty effectively by 2 players just multi-teaming him.
Okay then, so we're back on this situation. We've seen this a lot now. ChampGG on middle, Dogs.tf on second. Slight Uber advantage, not really enough to play off for ChampGG. They've mixed it up. They've done good switches between like pushing Saw or trying to push Grass. Like, what do you think we're gonna see like in the next coming fight in 20 minutes?
We will just see people hold on mid forever. No, I think we'll probably see DavidTheWin trying to suicide in. Like we saw him just try it already here, but he was a bit too weak and didn't have any help from his team. I think they need to push forward a little bit here, you know, so it's just not damn easy just going in completely alone. But look at this, you know, just getting focused so hard. You know, if his team is not forward helping him buy space, then getting in there is just so much more difficult than it needs to be. And War just wants to take this Uber, and there we go. Both Ubers have been popped. Let's see if War can just not get caught in this time around. Tom is trying to block him though, so it could be difficult, but actually Tom will be the one to go down, and War hits a nice rocket on the front, and now he's onto the demo. Nice rocket again. War doing work.
Whoa, that was really impressive. He's not done yet. He's jumping onto them. Spank is still in this middle. Marish going to get taken down. Scouts all over Dam. He's going to get forced out. Turbo on his own and Saw. Smeary's going to catch him off. That was a really good fight from Dogs there. Like, I was pretty weighted up by that Uber. Like, it started off better for Spank. It could have been made worse for them. Like, if War shot the Scout, they would have had to flash, and it would have been even worse. But somehow Tom chases it too hard. War's going to catch him out, and then slams a Disky, and this has all led to a second cap, and they're going to be pushing last. Big fat Uber advantage as well. Like, just one mistake has cost so much for ChampGG.
Yeah, that was just a really good, strong War Uber. So he still got it. That was just very strong. And so far, it seems like Turbo's Ubers have been a bit questionable in this game. Where he will like drop people and pop early. And
it's the story of his career. Sorry, Turbo.
Yeah. Alright, they're going to Uber in through the right side, trying to focus down the Heavy and the Sentry. So far, the Heavy has not gone down. Finally does go down. And so there's 2 Sentries have gone down now. As Tom almost got the skill stick kill here, but this just looks like a complete roll, and there we go. 2-2. Very close game so far, and a very strong push at that.
So, as I said, we've seen this situation before. The middle hold, and then with Dogs on second, and I think that's 2 times in a row now. War has just made a play, and it's carried them, and that's what got him the 2 points. So I feel like ChampGG need to make some kind of, like, I don't know, they need to play things a little differently because it's starting to lose them the rounds. Hopefully they can get something going on this mid that will win it out for them. See what they've got going on. They might have
to like overload the combo as we go into this other mid. Both teams are playing it very passively once again. Fiskup's hiding in Saw. He might wait for a teammate to go forward, but War has already died. So I think this will be the thing that just turns the mid completely around. Yeah, everyone's now going forward from ChampGG, and that's a mid fight for them. Very conservative and well-timed play by them.
Marish picked off War really quick there. Like, War didn't shoot him at all, and then he had the tweak reaction time meat shot to take out Fishkopf as well there. And with no soldier pressure, they had to immediately back out, but they still lost, you know, some numbers on their way out. That's given Spanked a lot of room here. Thankfully, 4-Dog Serotonin has kept his Uber, so like the last hold isn't going to be absolutely awful for them. It's all on their hold here. But I think with 8 minutes remaining, I really don't want to see ChampGG play this too quickly. I want to see him take their time. That's not what's going to happen. War on Sniper is just going to pick off damn easy because it's 2016 and Pockets go Sniper now. What?
Yeah, that was a good shot. War, he's kind of trapped here. There's a sticky trap behind him. Never mind. That's got diffused by way of bullet.
He's
and
not
now
done.
he's just peeking forward.
Oh, he sees the medic. Oh, that pixel away there. Turbo barely getting away. He did not want to be in that frag movie. Those some 2 good picks from War. He's staying Sniper. Kind of surprised he didn't go back or anything. I mean, it would have taken some time, but I think you'd rather have your pocket on Soldier rather than Sniper in this situation, considering it's like even Ubers. Like, they can just wait and buy time for the Sniper to get a pick, but it's so hard for him to get an angle on middle. Like, I think the situation really favors Spanked right now.
Yeah, especially considering that the thing that's been winning them pushes is to actually have War having really good Ubers. But, you know, he did just get a scout pick, so it's still working here. But, you know, the problem is how do you capitalize on this? You know, because you have to use Fiskopf as a pocket here. And, I don't know, can he get some really good Ubers going on? He doesn't have a shotgun, and he's not their normal pocket, so...
Yeah, Tom recognized that the Dogs are trying for that push there, and he just jumps right into them. They know they have the Sniper, so their spam is a lot weaker. He just deals some good damage, removed everyone's buff, and they all backed out. Just little things like that, you know? Like, it didn't really gain them anything, but it stopped them from getting pushed on, and now they have more time to think about, like, how they want to deal with the situation. Like, it's 2-2, they still want their 1 round. They know there's 7 minutes left. They don't have to rush anything. I quite like this. I want to see him push grass though, because playing around solo hasn't worked for them like for a while now.
Yeah, damn easy might be going for a suicide here. He's about to come out a window, and he sees the medic too. Just wants the sniper instead. He's fully buffed though, so that whole play from damn easy didn't quite turn out the way he wanted to. He could have gone for the medic there, but now he's just going to spam the soldier. Or the sniper. That seems very dangerous. I don't know if you know this, but sniper's actually really strong at long range. So if you try to spam him, you can actually die.
Yeah, that's true. Rockets are even weaker at long range. Just like the more information you add to that statement, the worse it is that he's trying to spam that sniper there. But they do have middle, which does mean they are technically winning this round. They own more ground than the enemy team. But unfortunately, that's not actually how you win, because even if they end holding this middle, it's going to go to a golden cap, and neither team wants that, so I really want to see something get going. Tom's going to get picked off, War's 4th kill. The question is, do dogs capitalize off it and finally commit for something? They are rotating to Balk. Let's see. They might catch out with someone here. Damn easy.
War's in a good position. Gets another kill here. War hitting a lot of shots. And just the fact that he's hitting so many shots and getting continual kills. It's just really working out for his team right now. They have 2 picks. They are running into Mares on Sniper. So that could be an issue. Damn easy gets picked off though. He was trying to hide in the corner, but that didn't work out for him at all. They were a bit too sneaky, the Fizzcop on top of him, and they cap mid for free.
Really solid. I was a pretty even Uber, but it didn't matter that it, like, you know, went even, because like normally it's what happens after the Uber, but the problem was the moment the Uber ended, it did favor dogs because the war picked off funds like right as it started. So again, like all of that has just led to this situation with dogs pushing second, and last time this happened they won the round. So Tom doesn't want that to happen.
Oh,
and Sniper just Marosh as he picks off Serotonin. Tom taking down Schoberg as well and going behind. This is not looking good. Adiski needs to try and get something going. He is onto Smire, but Smire is going to win that fight.
Turbo.
Oh, Turbo, don't die. Oh no, he's totally going to die. Smire is about to kill him. Look at this. Oh no, okay. Turbo barely manages to live there. The question is, does a fly manage to pop out of nowhere and kill him? Look at it, he's so frantic. He is looking everywhere. I bet his hands are twitching like mad. Oh, we got the soldier. The force comes out. Oh, Turbo only just getting it off there. It's going to use onto his scout. It's going to scooter him onto middle as the action continues here. But dogs aren't going to fight it. They've only got hit scan classes. They can't spam them out. Goodbye, Spanked here to take the ground again that they're given.
It seems like War has a mental block when it comes to actually hitting Turbo. You know, he's had several really good looks, and Turbo wasn't moving particularly well when those looks happened, but so far Turbo has survived everything. Maris is looking forward here, and it looks like the rest of Company Spank will moving into grass here. So far, they're kind of struggling to get through all of this spam coming out from Smear and the 2 soldiers. And yeah, it looks like we'll just go back. Maris actually wins against WARHURYEAH in the sniper duel, so that could create some space, but Serotonin has the slight uber advantage still, so...
Yeah, they're really trying for that grass push, which I do like, because as I said, this still play hasn't been working out for them. But unfortunately, they were a toilet, and Smeare's damage was the shit that happened all over them. And now, that's going to continue going on, except Fishcup is the poop now, as he takes down Adiski. With no demo, this mid is going to be quite hard to hold. They do have an Uber charge, that's one good thing. With your demo down, it's not going to look too good. They're finally making their way in. They have 2 soldiers now.
Go for the Uber exchange, and look at that, Tom gets dropped from the Uber. Turbo's Ubers continue to be unimpressive, but you know, I can't just call it a bad Uber.
Solian does get the force right here. It's gonna have to go on to Damn Easy, gonna alien his way out of the situation with dogs backing out. They do have that pocket down though, so it's gonna be kind of hard for them to push as Marosh finds another pick. The sniper's taking turns to do some cool stuff this map, which is what we wanted really. But with no soldiers, this should definitely be a push in here for Comfortably Spanked.
Yeah, Damn Easy goes forward very aggressively here. He takes cheese, and I think just his presence here in cheese should be enough to cause the rest of Danger Dogs to just fall out. And yeah, second point will be capped here. Maris is still on Sniper. He's been doing work. Both snipers have been really good, and now it's Scrab on Sniper for K.
Alright, we have literally the whole team coming in left side here. They are going to try and focus down the soldier immediately, with Scrab and Serotonin being the first picks here. The scouts doing their work. Damn Easy getting a lot of cap time now. Someone needs to capitalize off of it. Yeah, they just get find all the picks, get the cap. 3-2. With 2 minutes remaining, Spank don't have to win now. They just have to hold, and that's like a really good position for them to be in. It puts so much pressure on dogs, and their middles haven't been really good thus far, so they're really going to need to turn it up this one, Beta.
Yeah, I think just the fact that they've been winning the really passive mids is really strong for them, right? Because now they're ahead, they don't really feel like they need to do anything, and their passive mids have been strong. So that should force Danger Dogs to go forward, and they seem pretty uncomfortable with doing that.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see. Fiskov tried to jump behind, but Damn Easy was just waiting for him in kitchen. He takes him down right away, but the rest of his team will continue to go forward regardless of whether or not he's alive. And Adiski does go down, but I think the whole aggression has just been absorbed at this point. And look at this, Tom's on behind them. It looks like the medic and the demo will go down here. There we go.
Fishkopf died so early, and Dogs realized that they couldn't, just concede the mid and back out because of how constrained the time was. So they all push forward, but they all do it slightly out of sync with each other, and Funz and Marash just stick together like white on rice, and anyone that comes to them got swatted. It just really good focus fire, really solid from the scouts. They're pretty much winning the mid for this team and possibly the map here. With 1 minute remaining, it is not looking good for Dogs. If you believe, put some kind of dog emote in chat, Corgi Derp or whatever the other ones are. They are pushing it out right now. Turbo's going to use his Uber. Dogs really have nothing to go off, and with Smeary going down super early, this is not looking good. They're trying to get the scout here. He's dancing around. Eventually, Showbug's going to get picked off by Adiski. Soldiers flying all over the place. Serotone's dying. Everyone's dying. Scrab the last one alive. Adiski's going to pipe him down. 40 seconds remaining. Are they going to get the little in-your-face cap? Damn Easy is going for it. Smeary the only one remaining. That's going to be 4-2 as your final scoreline for map 1.
Yeah, very strong play coming out in the end from ChampGG. It was a very close game, but they just barely managed to eke it out. And despite the really good Ubers coming out from War. So congratulations to them on a well-played map. But this is definitely not in the bag yet. They still have Badlands to overcome as well. And it definitely looks like Danger Dogs have it in them to actually take that map.
Yeah, really, they do. Do we have the numbers? Alright, the numbers are coming up. I'm really excited to see these numbers, actually. I think it's going to be really close. I feel like the only thing that really happened for Dogs in terms of losing, I feel like they were playing pretty well. It's just, I don't know, I feel like the numbers are going to be close. They just had some mistakes that lost them the map overall. I think War was doing work on Sniper, but it ultimately, it meant that they couldn't capitalize as hard as they could have if he was on Pocket on certain situations. I think that probably might have cost him a round.
Yeah, it definitely seemed to slow down a lot once he, decided to stay on Sniper for a while. He did get several picks, but they just didn't move on them, and it might have cost him a lot. Because whenever he went in there and just took a 1v1 Uber, basically, or an Uber fight, it usually worked out well. Not every time, but for the most part, it was really good. And we do see that War had the most damage in the server by quite a bit.
Ooh, damn, yeah. Pounded 22-16. Played some. Oh, Pyro was probably just a class switch, right? Actually,
yeah, he was also on the last hole. He played Pyro.
Okay. Whoa, 21, 7, and 9 from Marosh. That's huge. It's a big first game. We said there might be some doubts. He might not really pull it out, but no, he whipped it out and he slapped Dogs in the face with it. I mean, that might be illegal, but holy crap. Adiski, however, that's not good. He was just jumping in all the time. I feel like any demo main might have been cringing at Adiski's performance. He got some damage for it, but wow, that puts a lot of pressure on his team.
6 and 15 is a bad KD as a demo. Absolutely. Often we see demos get a lot of damage, but not a whole lot of kills because his team will follow up. And 15 deaths is a lot. Yeah, that was a lot more than most of his team. I think a few soldiers died more, but other than that, no. That was pretty horrible.
Turbo Monkey only dying 5 times. That's really good. I think that's probably ultimately what won him a lot of things. They just had a medic for more situations and they got to capitalize. I mean, some of those deaths to Serotonin were obviously in the trash minutes at the end of the game. He died 3 times right at the end, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So let's say, given Serotonin the benefit of the doubt, let's say he only had 6 deaths. That's one more than Turbo, but it's probably still I don't know, I feel like Turbo overall was the better medic in that map, personally. Let's see if these numbers reflect what I just said. Probably not. I'm always wrong.
I felt like his Ubers were worse. He did a lot of dropping people and losing the Uber fights. So, maybe that's partly Tom's fault, but there were also a bunch of mistakes there coming out from Turbo. But he definitely stayed alive well enough. So, he's got that going for him.
He was there when his team needed him most.
Indeed. And I'm a little bit sad because I have Scrab on my fantasy team and he did 134 damage per minute.
Oh.
Went 10 for 11.
That's what you get for having Scrab on your fantasy team.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have had. Well, I was about to say who
Well,
I
I
had
had
on my
Stark,
team, but
but he wasn't. He didn't play, so I got 0 points from Stark.
Oh, Stark, Jesus, man, you're throwing Beta's game.
Yeah.
What a bad man.
Yeah.
Who's Stark? Everyone in chat, write how much you hate Stark, because he's just a toxic human being.
He did the exact same thing at I-58 by not showing up.
Yeah.
At least I had some. I could sub him out, but no, not this time.
I don't think there's one land where Stark hasn't been late by like a large margin.
Yeah, he always like. I assume crashes his plane or something because it's so consistent.
Yeah, I-58 was horrible for him though. Why are we talking about Stark? Alright, it's Badlands. I'm sorry. I derailed that whole thing. So, Badlands is a new map, and I think traditionally in Prem how it goes is, because everyone plays this map so much, I think every team's good on it, but it's how much better you are on it because you're so much more comfortable, and that's usually what it comes down to, right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, there's a lot of DM playing into it on this map. You know, because everyone pretty much holds the right places at the right time, and you know, everyone's on the same page pretty much. So, like a really well-coordinated team usually doesn't benefit too much from playing Badlands because people are just automatically well-tuned because they understand the map so well, and they kind of know that when this situation happens, I should be here and holding here, and they will probably know that their teammates are holding somewhere else, really specifically. You know, and that's just without knowing anything about them. So, you know, that's kind of my overall take on this map. Is are they switching teams or are they all just going blue?
Blue is the cool kid color.
No, it's not. It's red. It's obviously the best
red
color.
or dead.
Blue is untrue. I don't know. But either way, do you figure this will be as close of a map as a Snakewater? Or do you think one team is going to edge out the other one?
I think this is going to be another close map. Like, because a lot of people who've played this game for a very long time, I feel like the callers for both teams are the ones who've played for a long time, so they're kind of going to know how the map works. They're not going to do like silly things. They're going to know when to like back out, when to commit, or you know, all the like basic TF2 stuff. And I feel like the mids are probably going to go really even. I feel like the solid aggression for dogs is probably on mids was like one of their biggest weaknesses on Snake. But I feel like that won't matter too much. I feel like your demo kind of decides this mid a lot more. And I mean, I know we saw like the Diskies and Smeary stats in the last game, and one definitely looked better than the other, but I don't know. I feel like on mids, I don't feel like Smeary was completely outshining a Disky, but that might just be me not knowing anything about demo.
Well, the demo, they were definitely not dealing with each other very much. You know, like they were zoning off areas, and that might have been why both teams were so passive, because the demo was just being so defensive and just making sure that Sorta couldn't, you know, hold top very easily without getting spammed out by stickies, and then the demo could pretty much move with impunity on both teams. And I'm kind of curious how that's going to work out on this map. You know, because passive mids on Badlands can be punished really hard, but it can also be very difficult to overcome, especially like if you jump in and Roamer alone, he will just get crushed. We saw Nation dying a lot yesterday because he would just jump in onto the enemy train and it would just be stickied, and there would be soldiers there waiting for him along with scouts, and he would just get taken down so fast that it didn't even matter. Whereas on Snake, you could jump behind. You can't really do that on Badlands very easily. So, yeah.
Oh,
we are about to go live.
Yeah, moving straight into it. Thanks for the warning, David. You're a good guy. So here we have map 2 of week 1 of ETF2L season 25. This is, of course, CP Badlands, the most famous map in competitive TF2. Everyone knows it, and let's see who knows it more on this first middle, as Smeary does look like he got there quite a bit quicker. It looks like both teams are going for the slope area, and let's see who takes the initial aggression here going forward. Do have the soldier bombing in, and all of ChampGG are just still on the floor here. This is not looking too good for them, as they're having to back out in their house already. You have Tom trying to go behind.
Jump though, completely unprotected. And Fiskop is still behind line, so it looks like ChampGG will get mid, but they did lose their medic and Zerato and got out alive, so a bit of a weird mid.
Unusual, I think, is the word I'd use, because it looked like ChampGG were just about to get, you know, destroyed. They really had no position, and then they just suddenly started finding all the frag. thanks to like Dameezy and Tom just going forward and buying a lot of room. So they should be getting Spire here. The only thing that Dogs have going for him is Seroton has this big 100% advantage. I don't really think that's going to get him anything. Is that Dameezy on Blast? Yeah, Fish Cup's going to humble him, keep him honest, like, you know, why are you doing this kind of stuff? And Spire's immediately going to be recapped, and I think with the Uber advantage, they should be scared of this, especially with one player down. Like, they've got to respect this.
So close to dying, holy hell. He just ate one direct pipe and then barely grazed the other one. Didn't die, but that was close. But yeah, as you mentioned, Seroton does have the Uber advantage. Looks like they're going to go through house. I've seen a lot of teams go through like the balcony area where the medic jumps out through the window, but not this time. And Dameezy forces the Uber pretty early, and looks like he might even get out alive and get a kill. So far, a really bad Uber coming out here, and Tom is behind lines, but does get taken down before the Uber fades. But I still think they're going to have to back out here.
Nice bind from Dameezy, the Elo assassins with the gun. Sorry, I love chat. Chat's great. But with both soldiers down for Dogs.tf, as you mentioned, there's really nothing for them to do. ChampGG just got to come forward here, and there's pretty much no one there to contest them. I think Samira has some kind of sticky trap. No, it's in lobby. So Spire is going to be a little contested by the scouts here and some spam from Samira, but they should definitely be getting it. Except Showbug just eats a pipe from a Disky there. It's going to be quite bad. Solly in onto Turbo, but more feeding. Oh my god. Spanked are going to be full after this. The Disky just going to try and go for the little crouch stat to get onto last there, but that's going to get denied. Ubers are going to be coming in. Dameezy and Tom just all over the team. Seroton going down. That's your first round for Spank.
Yeah, once again taking the first round convincingly. Definitely looking like the better team right off the bat, and that's what happened last time as well. So might just be that the Danish Dogs are a little bit slow to start, but let's see. They had a pretty good mid last time, I think. Or there was at least the making of a good mid. Yeah.
Right, let's see if they can like remedy it. I'm gonna watch Samira here as he gets onto the pack at pretty normal time. Disky and him arrive at the same time. He spots the valley push. He's gonna put the stickies down on the slope, make sure they can't come up with completely free health. So far, so good. Now it's time for the Sollies to do something, and it looks like War and Fishcup are going to go straight in. War curving it back around, going all the way over. He's going to try and go into the scout, but Marosh is taking names this middle. Every soldier goes on the airshot for Smear there, but they all miss. But this is going to be another big boy medal for Comfortably Spanked. That's definitely all theirs. Seroton's the only one to stay alive. Ran out nice and early, and he's going to keep his Uber charge.
Yeah, he might get chased down by a scout here. No. That was actually a soldier, never mind, I'm blind. But yeah, an easy Spire cap. Seroton actually builds quite a lot faster than I thought. Turbo wasn't building a whole lot either. So it's not even an Uber advantage coming out here.
Just having cat spot. This guy jumped off it too early. Big funds, pulling a her P, just running off the point for no reason. Let's see how this Uber works out though. There's like 26 minutes left and it's even Ubers, so I really don't want to see them just rush this and go in and lose. But so yeah, there we go. That's not what's happening. Don't choke funds. Marish is the funniest person ever. Oh my god. I recompose myself.
Yeah, I guess we can talk about Dameezy's decision to actually use the laser gun or the cow mangler here. Never mind, there's actually an Uber exchange going on here. War just runs into the entire enemy team with his Uber, and that means that his Uber should be better, but Seroton actually abandoned him quite a bit earlier, and look at that, Smith gets 2 kills.
Big fat play from him is going to get picked off by Marosh though. Player numbers are pretty even here, and Seroton has the scouts with him. It's like the next kill could definitely decide this, but Dogs are not going to push out. They're like, this is way too risky. We do not want to try that. But it was a solid attempt there. War got his Uber, pulled out his shotgun and tried to make something of it. It didn't really happen, and then Smira just completely punished them for that. Yeah, I can't speak, dude. Oh my god, I'm done.
Don't worry about it. It's your only job. Yeah, both teams have stabilized quite a bit here. Scraps on Spy. I think he's on the Cloak and Dagger. Yeah, so he's just sitting in main. And of course, there will be a sniper for him to spot and pick off. That's Dameezy, who's on the Machina and the Jarati. So just all the broken unlocks are in play here. And Dameezy, he's looking for the target to be upon, and he finds nothing here. But he is scoped up and ready to get a kill, while Scrap has slithered his way out.
Love the Machina line, like when you shoot. I think it just looks so cool. Oh, wait, are they going for another aggressive play? We got War on the stairs, running right into them, trying to get all the damage, pulls the shotgun out. It's time to make the dream happen. Funds is going to go down to Scraps. It's a little better than last time. Turbo is going to pop off his Uber. And with War completely separated, Smeary has these stickies down again. Is Adiski going to get caught out? Getting juggled so well. Smire again, completely saving his team. But the question is, how far forward are Spank going to stay? Looks like they're actually backing out this time. They're going to try and do anything silly, especially seeing as they have the sniper. It's going to be quite hard for them to defend the Spire. Let's see if they do elect to go for it. We do have them coming into trash now. Who's going to be the first one to try and take it?
It doesn't look like they want to go, but they haven't retreated either, so they're kind of playing at the... They're taking this middle ground approach right now, and I don't like that. You know, you should go all in or not go at all. But it looks like they are going.
They get onto Spire now. All the players are on it, and ChampGG weren't ready. Damn easy far forward. Gonna get caught out there. Adiski's only going to be spawning now. It's going to take him a while to get with his team, so Dogs can definitely start pushing forward, especially with this one-pick advantage. Oh, his spawn got screwed as well. Poor Adiski. So now he's up. So yeah, point still stands. They're going to be already making their way onto mid. They're going to spam out comfortably Spank. The question is if they want to keep this one going. They do have Uber. Turbo doesn't have it yet. I mean, I think taking the trade there is totally fine, but they're going to elect not to.
They've definitely been very comfortable with just putting War into the midst of the enemy team and just having him solo Uber. It looks like they are going to opt to just take the flanking route this time around, and here comes both Ubers, but there's a lot of people in the Uber right now, but they might catch out this soldier here. If Smear just stops missing. There we go, finally gets Tom, but it might have been too much damage done by him already.
Oh, that was huge by Tom. He completely like ruined that Uber. Like while they were trying to escape from Haunter, he just stood there and they couldn't get past him. He juggled Serotonin, kept them there. Adiski got the pick. Now with Fishcop going down as well, they just need to deal with the Spire.
Nice pipe by Smear, but it eventually does go down.
Now they're definitely good to go to take middle. No Smire. They have no like real presence. They can already start pushing onto the enemy Spire. Really, just leave one person to cap.
Scout onto Turbo, but he's got taken down.
Oh no! Yeah, Dogs want this. They've got another person ready for this back cap. Oh my God, this could come real close, but they are eventually going to cap out this middle. Do have the Spire. Oh, two soldiers went for that. They really didn't want Showberg to get the cap. But that does mean with all their players weak, they can't really push in. Well, they can, but they're just going to take it really slow because they don't have any help, even though they have this huge player advantage.
Yeah, Smear is alive, so he could technically contest Spire, but I think it's right not to do it here when the only soldier and a medic backing him up. So they will just go back to last. Serotonin is on 50% Uber. You can definitely build that in time if you're lucky and the enemy team takes a bit too much time here. You know, he's on about 70% now. Turbo is of course on 100, so they need to go in fast. And I don't know, they're dawdling a little bit here. And finally, there we go. There is a pyro for him to contend with. Is that the War Pyro? Yeah, no, that's Showberg. It does quite a lot of work here, and there's actually a scout back cap going on. Demis is going to be on that trying to block it, and he does block it. It doesn't kill the scout though, so he's still around. And
the
Uber has been forced.
Yeah, the players aren't going to be up for a long time, so the moment this Uber comes out, like, they can get ready to pounce. They don't really have much health. Oh, Serotonin's going to pick off Marish there. Those dreams are completely ripped. Although, no, it looks like they still want to try it now, as the spawners are about to come up. So they should definitely not take this one.
Turbo at 1 point, though?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't agree with any of that.
No.
If they wanted to do it, they should have done it way earlier, like when I was saying, but... yeah, they're just going to have to go all the way back from Spire. And Adiski's still down, so it's going to be quite hard to put the damage onto them, and Spire's already pretty capped. So if Dogs want to go for it, like, this is a pretty good chance. I mean, Turbo does have the Uber advantage, but it's not going to be actually in play for a while. We do have the players coming into trash, all of the soldiers jumping onto Spire right now. Demis is going to get knocked behind, but they should be capping Spire, unless Tom does some fat plays here, as Marish gets a fat headshot. Smeary's going to pick off down easy. Spire should be capped.
Scout on Spire. Actually caps it out. But Tom does punish that, and that should be an easy recap here. And there is an Uber advantage as well, but Serotonin is pretty close to having it. So if he can just stay alive here and build his Uber properly, and there you go, Showberg actually takes down Tom as well. But look at Serotonin under so much pressure. But I think he might just be able to survive in time here. Yeah. He's totally fine.
Marish is in main, he's going to get this headshot. Alright, Uber's already been used. I'm silly. They're taking this one at main, they want the pyro going in as deep as possible. Funz is going to get picked off there. As Marish does actually get Serotonin, War's going to try and get the return frag onto the medic.
That was so bad.
Oh god, Marish continuing to pound here, gets another headshot onto Showberg, and with Smeary going down, this should surely be a last cap. Adiski doing his crouch there, already on it. Nope, he's going to get nuked down. 1 second ahead of his team, but damn easy does clutch out the cap.
Oh man, can we just talk about how dumb that was by Will? He just like strafed into the stickies and died because of course, yeah, of course you died. Oh well.
I'm sure he had
Second
something
round
great in
coming
his
in for
mind.
ChampGG. Oh, okay, I take it. I'm wiping my eyes.
Alright, I'm gonna watch Smear again on this mid. I liked what he did last time. Let's see what he can get going here. He's deciding to play a balcony. It looks like the enemy team isn't going on that hard on Valley. They do have some of their scouts already quite far forward. Oh, nice spam pipes do catch the soldier. He's not going to be able to jump for a while. Now the follow-up from Fishcop gets Turbo. Some clean rockets. He is trying to get onto a Disky, but he can't quite find him. Tom is going to start picking off the scout, but Showbug is going to stay alive to get a frag and immediately get picked up by Marash afterwards. Funz and Marash are actually playing so well on these mids, finding so many like frags towards the end of the fight. It's like what you want your scouts doing. Now Serotonin and Smear the only ones alive. Serotonin going for these arrows as opposed to just healing Smear, so that means he's going to go down. Now the scout's in his face. Just run away, dude. There you go. It's fine. The spy is definitely going to be capped by ChampGG here.
Yeah, Funz was actually chasing on 1 HP there, and it was the right move. So, you know, that's the thing about Scout, you don't need that much health to be productive, but there's a recap of Spire coming in here. Serotonin does have the full Uber advantage, and the rest of ChampGG will just back off. They are running a Spy though, so let's see what damn easy is hiding right now.
You're going to have to do that. My TF2 just looks so strange. Adiski's just going to kill Serotonin though.
Okay.
Nice little trap there with WARHURYEAH going down. Damn Easy is finally going to make himself known to the rest of the server. Kill Smear, and this is definitely going to be a Spire recap. Adiski flying through the air, he wants this Spire. Already putting those stickies down on that platinum spot, scaring away Showberg. He should just run back to last. They have no numbers. I mean, ChampGG could realistically already be in lobby here. Just playing it safe, making sure they actually get the cap. Turbo has such a fat advantage. The only problem is that they have Damn Easy on Spy, but it's like they've got such a big advantage, this should go fine for them.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to go top left with this Scout and a Demo Man. Take down the Heavy right away. And Tom jumps in on the right side here, takes down the Scout as well. This is looking very promising, and just some time on the point, and there we go. Very clean play. It just seems like there's so much better pushing ChampGG, and it just eventually gives them the round.
Do you feel like ChampGG are better at pushing than Dogs is holding? Or do you feel like ChampGG are just better at pushing overall?
It always feels like it's a transition play where Dogs are pushing out and then they lose the fight, and then it's kind of the follow-up push that really takes them down. So it's probably just the pushes that are better from ChampGG, but Tom jumps in very aggressively onto the Demo here, gets a nice rocket onto the Medic as well. So a ton of damage coming out here, but Scrab is onto the Medic up, Turbo gets him. There we go. And this has been a very close mid. Maris is very weak, Adiski is quite healthy, but...
Ooh. Nice little pipe from Smear there. The quick flick, it's all on Adiski. 1v2, this man believes in himself. He's got the sticky, he's going in! Oh, no way does he get Serotonin! Oh, one pipe, come on,
oh my god.
Uninstall.
So
Uninstall. Oh, Serotonin, my man. I feel your pain. I mean, ultimately they are going to get the mid, but they did lose Serotonin, and that's going to give Turbo an advantage. The question is, how big is it going to be? With 3 seconds, it's probably only going to be about 20%, which isn't that much, but it could definitely come into play. But that is a mid for Danger Dog, so it's looking up for them. 3 are down, 15 minutes remaining. Like, there's definitely time to do this, you know?
Yeah, Smear got so outplayed on that one, though. Like, he jumped forward, even though it was a Medic and a Demo against a Demo. Right, in that situation, you just walk forward and spam stickies and you win. But he instead decided to jump in, and Adiski didn't fight him, he just jumped the Medic instead and got him. So,
Adiski out-Smear'd Smear.
Pretty much.
Your boy. Alright, looking at this hold here for ChampGG, we have Damn Easy watching Resup and the rest of the team in this choke area. We do have Funz building. Pretty standard thing here with Tom on Haunter. Nice little... You can cover all grounds kind of hold coming in here for ChampGG. It should be pretty good at countering whatever Dogs have planned. Both Ubers are in play now, so it is up to one of the teams to make their way. I want to see Dogs take this resub. He has the crits, actually, so they're going to go Haunter. Almost find the immediate pick onto Tom, and Turbo actually just going to return the Uber. Tom's going to try and take it into the team. There's no heals with him. Is going to take down War, though, thankfully. Turbo reuniting with his team. They're going to keep this push going through house. It's sticky, though. So it's not going to work out well for them. They're getting spammed so hard as well, it doesn't even matter. They're just going to bail on this one.
Yeah, they were so bunched up. Yeah, they got completely bunched up in the house there, and you know, there was just like 1 or 2 soldiers just spamming into the house, and they couldn't go through. So things have now reset. Both teams had a sniper. It looks like Marsh will go Scout once again. So Serotonin, he should have the crits advantage here because
He doesn't.
they popped somewhat even. Yeah, he doesn't quite have the advantage here. So some really good building going on from Turbo Monkey here.
It's arrow building, that's what's kept them in this. Alright, so now they're coming in with this crits as they want to get it. But the Turbo's pretty much ready, 99%, he's going to Uber in. That's just going to completely negate the crits and the Showbug pick to start it off. Tom in does knock Serotonin into the sky, but he can't get him. But it doesn't matter, Smire's going down. This should definitely be a mid-cap. They just need to hold their positions right now. Soldier is going to come back in, and Fun's actually going to get slammed by War there. They could actually be keeping this. It's really nice. And Serotonin has kept the crits. Oh my god, he didn't.
Bomb. Doesn't work this time.
Wow, that's really good. Serotonin's actually managed to keep this crits, and they're already capping Spire. This could be really good for them. A really successful push. Unfortunately, as I said earlier, War's pocket is the same as his demo, and his crits was pretty hard to watch. Hopefully that doesn't happen for them on last here. Damn, Easy's still jumping around the Spire. He's eventually going to get taken down. No way he's going to get Serotonin. Looks down to 4 HP. That's pretty impressive, but yeah, so close.
Yeah, Serotonin going down to like 1 HP there. Does survive, so you might just go through main here or the top. Yeah, it looks like they're going to go through main with Smear. Well, let's see if he can actually make this crits work. There should be no Uber in his face this time around. There might even be a conk coming in as well, so he will have the speed boost to go with it as well. But that's this Pyro, and that's a very dangerous thing to crits against. But so far it is working out really well. Adiski is hiding inside of the spawn though, and they don't have an Uber to just take him out. So this push looks like it has been shut down, but Adiski actually drops down, gets taken down. There's so much time on the point, and there we go. They barely edge it out. I'm not sure why Adiski dropped down, if he got pressured down or what, but...
Smiri put down 2 stickies, and then Adiski just jumped down and died. That's like what I saw from my point of view. It was pretty straight. But yeah, Smiri clutched it out. The crits almost went disastrously bad there as they did into the Pyro, but they managed to do some really good damage, force Spank back into their spawn, and even get a couple picks. Then they just played the point from there. They got the stickies off of it by killing Adiski, which is the best way to do it. Smiri hit some pipes. There's no way that they can contest. There's even they can keep the momentum rolling in this middle because they finally got a point on the board. They want to keep it going. Soldier's jumping forward. Scout getting rocked pretty hard there. But Fishkopf should be getting taken down there. And War as well from Marosh. But the picks are going pretty even here as Funds goes down to Smiri now with 4v3. But the point is on... has been capped by dogs.
Serotonin is so close to having a crits here. And looks like he's going to have it now. And look at that. They're all bunched up. And there we go. We actually have a scout crits coming in.
Scooter him in! He's in onto Turbo. Is Turbo going to drop? He's got the Uber Saw out. He's going to get the Saw and use.
Serotonin just took the crits off of the scout. That was so weird.
Oh my god, that was sick by Damies. He juggled Smear right back into the choke fit and picks him up. He's going to keep this one going. He's got 2 picks under his belt this life. He doesn't want to stop. Yeah, Fun's a little bit ahead of his team there. Tom's going to jump in and get mulched. That was some really good focus fire. Dog should be keeping this middle. 2 picks down. Why are they still in this choke? Taking so much damage. Marish going to get picked off by Scrab. Now, finally, ChampGG going to back off.
Yep. War's going to go in through the choke here. Damies is standing up on this Spire here in the MGE position, but he gets completely donked by Fishkopf, who just shoots him in the head and just slams him into the ground. And now it's just going to be a matter of where they will push from. So they're definitely making a comeback here. There's about 11 minutes left to go here, and they're down 3-1. So it's very doable here. They need to make these pushes work, though, if they want to get back in this game. And they're being very slow.
Yeah, they need to not rush it, and they need to take the sentry down. But the Pyro's doing a really good job of making sure none of that spam touches the sentry. And pretty much as long as that sentry's up, they can't do anything. As the crits has been used, and as well as the Cog, and they literally haven't gotten any room for it. In fact, they've even lost War and Smear, so that's pretty much the worst result there for Danger Dogs. Now they're going to be backing out. How is Spanked going to try and retake this Spire?
It looks like they're going to send the demo up on balcony just fine. And so far, actually, Mars is taking a ton of damage, so he's not in a position to get on Spire, and it looks like that's actually just going to be enough. So this is kind of a weird position where we have a team with full Uber and we have another team with a crit streak, which is of course bad against the Uber, and the other team knows that there's a crit streak. Demis is going to trade with Showberg. And Tom actually takes down Fishkopf there. I thought they were going to trade, but Tom wins out the DM fight on the left side.
Like, they have NG and a Pyro, so they can't really push out. I mean, like, this is a really hard push out to do anyway. Like, Spire just naturally gives you so much height advantage, and there's so many other ways you can achieve it for, like, every player on your team. So pushing out is really difficult, and they've got the off classes, so pretty much can't do it. I mean, they could obviously switch off, but they definitely want to keep them because that crits. It kept them honest, They like it lost the last round. So yeah, that's my point finish.
He's taking a lot of damage here, but he does get out alive. Both soldiers going very weak there. They still have this crit streak that they need to figure out what to do with. You can crits in, just crits onto the medic, force him to pop, and then you can back out and then build the crit streak faster, so you'll have a crit advantage. Of course, you're still faced with the problem of how to deal with the sentry, but actually 2 scouts onto the point. They just sent 2 people in there, and they didn't use the crits or anything, but the Uber has come out. That's a weird Uber from Turbo, and everyone else, including Seroton, are just out. And both soldiers are on around the spire, so this was a very weird push. But look at this, Disky's onto the medic. Oh, he gets taken down though. So this seems like it has worked out extremely well for Danger Dogs, and they are in a strong position to make this crit push work.
That's why blind Ubers are bad kids. And like when they pushed out, Disky, he saw that there was 2 soldiers there, and he just jumped forward and left his med completely exposed. Turbo got picked off immediately, and then Adisky died. He couldn't quite get into Serotonin. It was like he forced a situation where he has to get the med, or that's an awful play, and that's never something you want to do. And it's cost them. Now they're having to defend last. The crits is coming in from Smeare, and it's looking like a war crits. He's not getting anything for it. Damn easy spamming them out. They can't really get anything. They do knock the Sollies pretty low, but they haven't been able to come in. So that's going to buy Turbo some time to heal up his team. Now the question is, can they get in at all?
Oh, they've got the
push.
It's a very interesting way to do this, and so far it's working really well. Just the speed is doing so well, but they're just running into a sentry gun now. But look at Sjoberg. He's so close to actually capping it, but just eventually it does manage to get held off. But that was a pretty strong repush, but then they just overextended a little bit. They got too over-eager, and then they got taken down. And War was even hiding in the corner, and he got taken down as well. So a pretty straightforward recap coming out here. But looks like Danger Dogs actually want to contest it. Fitzkoff has contested it already, and he's fighting on the spire. And Tom is so weak up on the spire, and eventually gets taken down, and they are going to contest it. I didn't think that was possible. And look at that. All of a sudden, this is looking extremely strong.
They got wiped, so it should be... Oh, Smeare's just gone behind, and he's going to cap. 2-3. Okay. Nice. Good job. Good job, my man. So what happened was, like, they got the wipe, right? So Spanked were like, that's a Spire for us, let's go take that, boys. But it took so long to push out that, what's their name? Dogs got all of their spawns at the exact same time, so they were able to come in and contest Spire, and then they lost their combo all in one blow, and that's a round. Like, Smeary got the back cap, sure, but that was always going to be a round after that.
Yeah, and the comeback potential is real right now. It's 3-2 with 6 minutes to go. And so far these mids have been pretty unpredictable. Turbo's down to like 5 HP, and there's some rollers, but he dodges them perfectly. And right now, everyone from Danger Dogs is just stuck in Valley, and I think they're just going to have to get out. Fiskov jumps up, tried to contest it, but the rest of his team just seem to be out. Yeah, look at Serotonin and War. They are so out. And they actually only lose Fiskov there. So Fiskov gave his life to buy his team time to get out, and that's probably worth it. But once again, it just seems like Danger Dogs get stuck on low ground.
Yeah, the mid was pretty much lost the moment Smeary died because they couldn't actually take the ground, like, at all. So, I mean, it was pretty good for them just to back off. They recognized, this isn't really our fight to take. Let's just start to leave. They get Serotonin out there, so now they're going to have even Ubers. I mean, there was a point where they could have got it, but it never really came to fruition. It looks like they want to go house, but it's been called. Sticky's already all over the house. There's no way they can go through that. They're just going to have to keep him choked. Damn easy going for this force attempt here. Does get a rocket onto Serotonin, but eventually going to get picked off by Sjoberg. But it's still, the pressure is on them with 5 minutes left. They're going to have to Uber, and that's what they do. They get the force out of Turbo. Pretty even Ubers right now, except Funds, what are you doing? Ooh, barely surviving. Just runs right into Ubered players. Yeah. They can't take damage.
Comes the banner. War's very weak though, but he is surviving and getting heals, and now this banner, the effect is just so severe, and look at that. They just completely overwhelm him. So the Conqueror, they're just completely winning the team the fight. And that might have been just people running into War a bit too much there. We saw Funds overextending and just feeding War damage. And
yeah,
that could have been really...
Like, it's pretty much been the story for Badlands from what I've seen. They're just not respecting Dogs' combo. Like, Smeary and War are doing so much work, but Spanked are playing against them like they're not. And they're just like, yeah, we'll take this fight. Yeah, we'll take this fight. When it's actually not a good fight for them to take. Like, if they just backed up a little bit and kept some good positions and stuff, they could definitely be winning a lot of more of these fights, I feel. and it's just constantly cost them. Like, how many times have we seen Spanked on their own last now?
Yeah, and running different banners is definitely in at the moment. So Seroton Uber's in on the left side. There's a Pyro and a Sentry that they have to deal with. They take down the Pyro, and the Pyro has still not got down. It's only the Sentry. Finally, the Pyro does go down, but there's still Stickies on the point. We're gonna have to bait those out. That has been done now, but they still seem to be at a numerical disadvantage here. But no, never mind. They're slowly winning this fight. Demo has been forced down onto the point, but look at these Stickies doing so much work. Adiski getting like 3 kills, but it's not enough. And 3-3, the comeback is real. The reverse sweep, can it happen?
Frank Aziz in chat, let's go. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Dogs almost got it going last map, but unfortunately they got spanked and their dreams were ended. But Badlands is a new map. It's 3-3 as I just said. It's all on this middle. They lost the last one, but they've won some. You know, they could definitely do it. The momentum is all theirs right now after that convincing last push. Let's see what happens, Peter.
Yeah, Dogs mid so far have been pretty poor. Looks like Damis is getting ready to go up the slope here as WARHURYEAH has actually jumped behind and the house gets taken down very quickly. And it looks like the domination from ChampGG on these mids will continue. There's actually a soldier behind line trying to cut off Seroton's escape. There's a second soldier jumping in onto him, but he will get taken down, or at least slowed down enough that Seroton can't get out. But Smear might just get caught, but so far really good pipes. Look at that!
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
What
Scrap.
a turnaround!
Whoa, calm down, calm down. What was that? Just comes out, kills Adiski, damn easy, and Turbo. What was that? 3 kills, 6 shots? That's like... What is this man? Yo! Scrab! I want to make a pun, but I can't think of one of his name.
Mars actually takes down Fishkop at the resupply, so that's annoying for them. They now have to deal with the scout behind lines. He's on their Spire, which is of course not eligible to be capped, but at some point Mars will show up behind them and shoot them in the back. So they have to be very mindful of that. Looks like he might just go for the back cap right here. So again, it's just annoying. So the Spire will now see significantly less pressure, and everyone right now is just holding up on the Spire, and the Scrap does eventually take down Maros and Damisi, who is also behind. So now the Spire is under a lot of pressure. They do get the force out of Seroton, but
Tom's gonna get
I think it was
out.
worth it.
Yeah, Tom's getting caught out. This is definitely all worth it in the end. Spy's going to be capped here, and the spawns for Tom not up for 11 seconds, not having your pocket for that long is pretty huge. I mean, Turbo does have this fat Uber advantage, but he doesn't actually have the Uber, so there's definitely room for Dogs to come in. Fishkop early in there, Smeary finding so much damage. Scout frag onto Marosh. He's going to try and save it for his team, but they've done it!
Wow!
4-3, 1 minute 29 seconds remaining. Is it possible?
Yeah, everything's possible still. You can definitely win a round in 1 minute and 20. So this is all up in the air. It's definitely in the favor right now of Danger Dogs. It's a pretty crazy comeback that they've managed to make on this map. Like there was so many times where they were just on the back foot, but they just managed to hold on and come back and just win the round in spectacular fashion. Adiski right now getting spammed into his own house quite a bit, but ChampGG has had the better mids, but Mao's right away just dying. So this might be the first time we will see a really strong mid coming out from our Danger Dogs. And look at that, they're just cleaning up, and this mid definitely goes to them. And I think that's the nail in the coffin. Turbo's the only one alive. He's fighting a soldier, actually takes down Wall. I don't think Wall was too sad about that one, as Turbo will manage to escape here. If you have him on your fantasy team, I guess you're happy that he got a kill and have one less death. But, you know, at this point, Seroton, they can just hold on Spire. They don't need to push or anything.
They can just leave. They can just start taunting. I mean, they can do whatever they want, really.
Yeah.
That's it.
Seroton missing the easiest arrows of his life. His Fishkops go down to Maros. Smear's about to jump point, I think. That's exactly Spire.
No, he's not. Smear is not that kind of guy. He wants the scout frag behind him. No, he's going to get focused. Hits against too powerful. Ubering for Dogs. Seroton tries to get the saw. It gets killed for it. It's nice that they find the frags right at the end where it doesn't matter. But that is ultimately going to be 4-3 the score on map 2 CP Badlands, which does just mean both teams get 3 points for ETF2L.
Yep, and that was quite the like it was it 3-0? I think it was. And then they ended up losing 3-4. So a crazy comeback by Dogs there.
Like we said before this cast starts, it's either going to be a 50-50 game or Spanked are just gonna win it slowly but surely. But no, we got a 50-50 game. Like literally, both teams won a map. It supports what we said earlier. You know, this isn't some crap season of Primer. It's like every team has decided. Like all these teams are going to be able to contest each other, and I'm really excited for the future games that we got going on. And speaking of what's going on, we got some maths on the screen. Look at all these tasty numbers. Which number are you liking the most right now, Beta?
Well, I am liking that Adiski definitely stepped it up big time and top damaged and got a lot of frags on this map. Smear had a good map as well, but you know, we really pointed out Adiski going 6 and 15, so going 21 to 15 this time around, is a massive improvement, needless to say. So that was just a fluke, I guess we can say. And I think it's also interesting that Kamsalu Spank did a lot more damage than Danger Dogs, but just those pushes. They just overextended and got reverse sweep.
Sorry, I had to talk to real people. All right, looking at these numbers here, big kill difference actually for Spanked. I mean, that's a 104 to 93. Like it's definitely in their favor. It just looks like they couldn't convert off of the frags as good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting how
a lot more damage.
This whole match turned out. You know, it definitely looked like Danger Dogs was the weaker team, but I don't know, they just had like the heart of a champion and just kept on fighting, and it turned out well for them. So Chad has rightly pointed out that I am not a real person.
You're just you're a frag movie. That's your whole shtick. Are you getting interviews?
Yeah, War's definitely in here if we just want to talk to him. Maros once again had a really good game. He went 25 for 12, so he definitely looks like he's an upcoming player that's worth looking out for. Scrap had a much better game this time around. All the scouts did pretty well except for Schoberg, which is unfortunate since I called him out.
Yeah, it's true. You said he's going to be the worst player.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that now?
As far as my fantasy team goes, I'm not sure what to think. Let's see, I have Fiskov and Scrap on my team. And Fiskov did alright, I think. It's always dangerous to have roamers on your team, you know, because they can just like have super negative stats.
Whoa, Scrap has a 6 kill difference on Tom. That is a fun fact. That is an interesting statistic.
Oh,
damn.
Yeah.
Doing some pocket scout work there.
Yeah, that often happens, but...
Oh, here come the people. Hello, Turbo. Hello, WARHURYEAH.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Christopher.
Hi, John. You're right.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good, dude.
Cool. I got a new job, by the way.
Oh, fucking
I've already
epic.
told you that. Yeah. So it's pretty good.
Well, congratulations on your job and your 3 points. So it looked pretty dicey for you guys, but how do you think you guys were able to just claw your way back into the Badlands map and win it?
I don't know. I think most of maybe our scouts did the conch as well, and the crits plays. I think we managed to catch them off guard. I was sort of we've sort of had a very, very bad preparation, which is completely our fault. Like we've been organising like we're an open team. It was really bad. So to do well on Badlands was awesome. Like we had fun anyway. Like I fucking hated Snakewater because when they pushed last without Uber and I didn't expect it, that really hurt me physically and emotionally. But yeah, it was good coming from a big margin, especially with how bad I was on mids. Holy shit.
Yeah, the mids were very passive for both of you. It just seemed like you were both just there waiting it out.
It wasn't purposely passive from us. It was because I couldn't rocket jump.
Oh, that's an issue. I can see how that would slow things down.
Yeah.
It's a pretty desirable trait as Pocket.
It is.
Or as Soldier in general, really.
I mean, I spent 2 hours trying to complete jump hexahedron for nothing. I've let myself down.
You let England down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so you talked about the bad organization. Can we expect better organization coming from you?
Yeah,
going in?
we've sorted our stuff out. So yeah, to be honest, we got outplayed on Snake Water, especially mids, which wasn't sort of really a case of our lack of preparation. That was just more of a lack of understanding on my behalf. I think one of the issues that we might have is that I'm so used to playing demo that the demo man's never really an aggressor on mid at all. He's just sort of someone that will just focus all the damage and take it from there. Whereas this time I've actually got to sort of try and create things and do stuff going forward on mids. And when I'm so inexperienced and poor at it, like, I just kept on getting shut down pretty much every time, and I just didn't sort of really think about how we could play around it or address it. So they played really well on quite a few of the mids, to be honest.
Yeah, they had very good coordination, probably especially with the soldier bombings. It's really all about timing it. We did see a lot of really good solo Ubers coming out from you, so it seems at least, is that something you've been working on, just having really good soldier Ubers, which just take you in alone?
I guess that's just from being a DM donkey mainly, and from I used to lead Ubers quite a bit as demo, but it was also, I've kind of felt like quite often they were a bit too bunched up, and there were quite a few occasions where it was like kind of, well, there were many situations where their pocket was just sort of spamming a bit too much. So as soon as he sort of like spammed 4 rockets, it just went in, and the initial trade was a lot better because they weren't able to sort of, well, their pocket wasn't able to sort of do the same amount of damage that I could do to him because I had more rockets loaded. So yeah, it was, I don't know, I think it's just from playing demo that I can sort of pick the fights a bit better. That was probably like the only positive that I felt where we had across those maps.
To flip the questioning over to the other side of this game, we have Turbo Monkey from ChampGG.
Hey.
How do you feel the games went overall?
Well, Snakewater, like, we had really strong middles, and we'd practiced a lot, like, on our coordination, but I think it's just down to the fact that me, Funds, and Marish are, like, pretty new to Prem, so we've got, like, a lot of inexperience, and it shows, like, in the officials, like, we play very differently from scrims. So I know it's a shame. I thought we actually played pretty well at some points, but then we just made little mistakes. Like, the comms was a big issue today. Normally we have one caller, but today we had quite a few. When things get a bit hectic, you know, everyone wants to have a say, and as a medic, it's pretty difficult to like know where people are. So yeah, like on Badlands, like. To tell you the truth, we just gave that one away. Like, we could have won it. I don't know if you saw, but when we killed most of them at mid, and then we were chasing their med, and then Scrab just came and killed like all of us.
That was amazing.
That was just a complete misplay on our part. Like, we should have just focused down the scout, but everyone just decided to try to get the med.
You didn't throw it, that was our plan.
Okay.
I calculated that.
Thank you. No, but I think in general, like, I think we played well at the first part of that game, and then I guess it's just like the first official curse for teams like us. Like, we're still kind of finding the ground. I think some people took it harder than others. I mean, I'm a bit disappointed, but
You should be used to this by now.
I'm a bit disappointed, but you know, I've played this game long enough to know that this is just what happens in official CF2, and eventually I think we'll just. If we can, I feel like we can all bounce back from this and we'll perform better next time.
Do you feel like you should have won Badlands?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, if you look at the damage, you can see like the damage and the kills is really heavily stacked in favor of ChampGG. Is that your name, by the way?
Our name, like, so our organization is ChampGG, but they want us to have like a prefix afterwards. So we're called ChampGG.K, and the K can stand for whatever you want.
Ketamine, thank you.
Sure.
Do they supply you with some terrible pickup servers as well?
No,
Tragic?
they supplied us with donator status on ServeMe, so we didn't get a server from them. But they're a great site, guys. You should all go check out champ.gg and play some pickups.
Server 2 is the best server.
Indeed. Server 2. I can confirm. It is the best server. Alright, so We saw you guys falter a bit, Turbo, in the later half there of Badlands. You do have some new blood there. Maros seemed really impressive. Has he, what's your opinion on kind of the new blood in your team?
Well, I mean, the new blood is, it's only really Tom and Adiski that's left, so it's really both our scouts are brand new. I think Marish and Funds are good. Like, we trialed a lot of people, and they fit with how we want to play. I think Marish is, can be incredibly good. Obviously, he's still learning. We're all still learning. He'll get progressively better. He's definitely, a big reason why we win our games normally.
There's no chance of, you get a pretty damn good finishing in Prem, and then you lose all your points because, something happens to certain Eastern European players that are pretty good. He's going to be mad. He's going to I'm Central European. That's what all...
That's how CSU goes. The good players leave.
I mean, he's going to leave. I mean, he's going to get vaxxed.
It's been a while since that's happened in Prem, isn't it?
Maybe Frenchies get banned left and right nowadays.
Oh yeah, Bod. Yeah, Bod got banned. That's not too long ago.
And AZN. Wasn't AZN more recent?
Yeah, it was.
Poor AZN. Never got a chance to show what he was made of.
Poor hacker.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
We had Boomy come back 6 times, AZN can redeem himself.
Oh, yeah.
Cheating him.
Can't wait.
I have a question.
Yeah, okay. Let's just look at the next week. We have quite different scenarios for both you guys. Danger Dogs will be playing against 3-6. I have 3-6 pinned as the worst team in Prem. Would you agree with that, War?
That would be Fragmented's team.
Yeah.
I don't know at the moment, because from such a poor first set of a poor first week, I don't really want to say anything just in case it might come back and rectally penetrate me later. So I'm gonna go ahead and say they look like a good up and coming team, and I'm sure they can certainly make their own in Premiership table. I think that they will do quite well, and I will not count them out. They will certainly give us a good game.
Thank you for that genuine opinion.
I disagree completely with your opinion there, Vito. If you look at Fragmented's team and look at 3-6, 3-6 have been playing together for flipping ages.
It's fine.
And they've got the coordination. They may not be amazing, but they're definitely more organized than Fragmented's team, in my opinion. So if there's a game between them and Fragmented's team, I'd put them to come out on top.
That's Stevie Wonder's aim school, right?
Sorry, that's Animate.
Oh,
Animate.
Animate.
I don't think I can agree with that, because Animate are, I know they're not the best, but Animate did well against Lego, and they got a golden cap out of them. That's pretty good. And I think maybe, who is it, 3 out of 6? I think they're they could do really well. It's just how they sort of stand up to the other teams. I think as long as they don't treat them with too much respect, I think they'll do it okay. But I mean, I think the game against Animate might have been sort of a real shock for Animate, so I don't think they will be that bad in the future.
Animate do have Ryder, and he is a god.
I just really want to be careful that I don't say something bad and I get pooed for it.
I'm sure nobody will remember anything.
Yeah, but if we lose, they will remember it.
Nah.
It's Twitch chat. I am one of them. I won't forget. Either will they.
Okay. What about you, Turbo? You guys are meeting top 5 Rocket. Definitely a good team. How are you feeling? Are you feeling confident?
Yeah, I mean,
you have history.
We've played them quite a lot in scrims, and we have pretty much control of the game. Obviously, scrims are scrims. I think I do feel confident going in. I think the next time we go in official, we should be better prepared, and we know now how we react when we're under pressure. So, but yeah, that'll be a close game, definitely. Top 5 are really good.
How badly do you want to beat Ombrak?
I don't have nothing against Ombrak at all. I don't care if he wins or loses against me. I just like the guy.
So why do you hate him so much?
I don't hate Ombrak at all.
Are you scared that you're gonna get cut for Ombrak?
No,
again.
I'm not scared.
So where does this animosity stem from?
Oh,
Give us drama.
I see what you're getting at. Okay, thanks, Max. Well, in owner squads, like before the start of last season, when we were gonna think about going into Prem, I got cut from the team and made to retrial because they wanted to trial Ombrak, and then he trialed and they didn't want him, and I got back in the team. That's
Congrats, man. And now you're Prem.
It's not really drama. Like, it's just what happens in TFT.
I just wanted you to call someone out.
It's fine. We only had to ask 3 times to get it. All right. I'm pretty much out of questions, so let's give you guys some shout-outs, and then Max can wrap it up. So Turbo, if you have any shout-outs, let us hear them.
Shout out to the meme mumble. You know who you are. All of you.
Bang,
Lovely
bang.
people. Shout out to Nugboy Bert. He's my boy. And shout out to Mon. And that's it. Oh yeah, and shout out to Ombrak because I like the guy. No hard feelings.
All right. War.
Shout out to my stream viewers. I like you guys. You're pretty cool. Shout out to TF2Speech.com who do me that text-to-speech thing on my stream. I have to let them know. Shout out to my fiance, even though she's not watching. She doesn't watch any of my games because she's ashamed of me. And visit WARHURYEAH.gg.
All right. I'd like to shout out to War's admins or Twitch admins for banning me whenever I do copy pastas to the text-to-speak thing. And
That's
then,
me that's doing that.
Oh, okay.
Naughty Peter, you're not meant to do that. Unless you subscribe.
Oh, okay. I'm not sorry. It was worth the ban, to be honest. And shout out to DavidTheWin for streaming and organizing all these things. He's doing an amazing job. And yeah, take us out, Max.
Just quickly, I'd like to give a shout out to Captain Huffy, Hallow, and Ingy. Shout out to my mum, and shout out to the meme mumble, and my dad. I love my parents equally. So you have just watched ETF2L Season 25, Week 1. You have watched Danger Dogs lose the first map, which was Snakewater, and then you watched them win the second map, which was Badlands. And we hope you had fun. That's all you need to know. Good night.